If you want to become a genuinely great person, here are 4 simple steps that you have to follow. Hello guys, welcome to part 2 of this series, and it is a series where I break down little concept, tips, strategies, advice, explanations that I get from reading the book The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. And in this video, I am going to be explaining some of the things I learned on how you can become a great person right from chapter 3 of this book. So let's get started because I do not intend to waste your time. Now, I was able to come up with this title when I read the quote that was at the beginning of the chapter, and it was a quote by Marcus, and I do hope that I get the pronunciation right. The name is Marcus Aurelius, a once Roman emperor, and says, "Do not live as if you have 10,000 years left. Your fate hangs over you. While you are still living, while you still exist on this earth, strive to become a genuinely great person." Strive to become a genuinely great person. Now, I underlined that last part, strive. So when they say you have to strive, that means you just have to put in your best, right? Almost to the point of exactly. Strive to become not just a random great person, but a genuine one. Now, I asked myself, I said, what exactly does it take to become a great person? And who is a great person? What should qualify you to be a great person? Just like the definition of success depends on the person, like how I would define success in my own view is going to be different from how you would define success. The same thing also applies to the definition of a great person. I won't tell you who a great person is or what a great person should mean or define the term. You should define it. If you want to be a great person, what does it mean for you to be a great person? Exactly. So now back to the question, how exactly do I become a genuine great person? That was the question I had. Now, there was no answer for this, and I was only able to figure out these 4 tips after I was done reading the whole 3 chapter. It took me a while though that, all these lessons, all these points that I learned from this chapter, these are things that I can implement that will make me a great person, that will make me become a great person, and I'll be telling it to you guys right now. So let's get right into it. Now, the first tip that I learned is to invest in time. Invest in time. Now, whenever I hear the word investment, the simple meaning I have held on to for a while is putting something into a subject matter that is supposed to give you double or even triple of the thing you initially put in after some time. Now, I don't know if you got you got that explanation, but let me give it to you guys again. Whenever I hear the word investment, to invest in something, right? The simple meaning I have held on to for a while is putting something into a subject matter. So there is like the middle, let's say this is the middle of it, right? This is you, this is your future, or whatever you want to gain from putting it. So you are putting in something like in the middle, hoping that whatever is going to come out of it is going to be better than what you put in at the very beginning. Right, so putting something into a subject matter that is supposed to give you double or even triple of the thing you initially put in after some time. So if you are investing with your money, if you put in 20,000 naira, for example, you expect that, if I put in 20,000 naira, I should get more than the 20,000 naira, right? I remember a few years ago when my aunt was telling me, "Oh, Jennifer, come and invest in my business," because she used to sell all these granules, epa, sugar and all those things, and she was really into tailoring and selling her food stuff. And back then, as a young girl, I was really so obsessed with saving. I would save. I was literally the person that they would come to come and borrow some money, and it wasn't really a huge money. It was like 600 naira, 500 naira, but I still had money. I was like the only kid that saved that much. So my aunt would tell me, "Come and invest in my business. If you invest in my business, you're going to earn more than what you have right now." Exactly, that's what it means. Once you are investing, you believe that if you invest 20k, you invest 30k, you should get more than that. So now when you apply this definition to what it means to invest in your time, it means putting in the work that you need for your future or dreams to be solid, for you to become a legendary person in your field, for you to be great. So this means closely or carefully monitoring your time asking yourself before you do anything whether or not investing a minute or an hour into it would yield something in return. So if your desire, if your plan is to become this business person in the future, right? I don't know what kind of dream your plans are, but to be great, right? That means you want to scale above average. You want to move from being just an average person. You want to be extraordinary. You want to be phenomenal. You want to be exceptional, right? So that means you need to watch how you invest your time. You need to watch how you do things. You can't just waste time randomly. So basically, when we just talk about investing in your time or investing your time or something, is being time conscious. Yeah, when and how you spend your time, what you spend your time doing. Most of us, we just waste our time. You know, we watch social media, we scroll social media. If you check my screen time, I'm even guilty of that. I won't even lie. I'm not going to pretend as if I have it all together. My screen time is bad. It's so bad. But if you're able to discipline yourself and you spend more time doing things that will help you achieve your aim of becoming a great person, then yes, you are putting in the work right now so that you can get there. That is exactly what investing in time means. So the first thing, if you want to become a legendary great person or a genuine great person, you have to learn how to invest in time. According to the homeless man in chapter 3, yes, it was the homeless man, it was a character in chapter 3, it was the one that mentioned that the rich invest in time. And like the popular saying goes, time is money. So you want to know how to spend it. Now, number 2 is guard your cognitive assets. Guard your cognitive asset is another thing that you need to know. Now, the definition I got from Google about the meaning of cognitive asset, and I'm just going to direct this definition to you. Like, I want to make it more personal. I want to make it you, because the definition I got from Google was like general. But since I'm talking to you, then I needed to reflect on you. It is the intellectual capacity, ability, and knowledge that enable you to process information, think critically, solve problems, and learn effectively. And to me, that spells brain. Like literally, that's what your brain is meant to do. So if there's a way I'm going to do it, I think there are more cognitive assets, but for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to limit it to your brain. It means guard your brain. Guard your brain. Now, in some religious settings, let's say Christianity, for example, if there's one thing that they preach a lot is that be careful of the things you watch, be careful of the things you listen to, be careful of the things you think about, because these are passageways or tunnels or paths, or I don't care. Let's go with tunnels, okay? That they feed into your mind. So if you're not careful of the kinds of stuff you watch, the devil is just going to bring all this nonsense, mostly sexual stuff, pornography and the likes, and once you have them stored in your brain, you just begin to commit sin, and the devil is going to be using those things to feed. You know, all those kind of talks that they give. Exactly. Now, we're not going to be bringing it to the religious aspect, but that same analogy, that same explanation also has to do with our life. Many of us were not able to guard our brain. Whatever we see from outside, we feed on it. And the most annoying thing is that it's not even things that challenge us or educative. We just enjoy having too much fun content that we can find it hard to think. We can't address issues on our own anymore. Okay, so currently we are battling social media addiction. This one, I'm even sure of it. If you go to videos on YouTube that address social media addiction, you're going to see lots of people in the comment section confessing, either from 3 years ago or 4 years ago, or since the year that the video was made, up to the newest comment. Every day people are looking for solutions to cure their social media addiction. They find the solutions though, but it's just so hard for them to implement. I get that. Right, so we are battling social media addiction, where the first thing we do most mornings is to scroll through our feeds, check irrelevant updates and messages that are energy suckers right before we even do anything of value. And I do this thing. I do it a lot sometimes. You know, my classes run from like Monday to sometimes Thursday. Then I have Friday, Saturday, Sunday all to myself, and sometimes Thursday inclusive. So if there are no time I'm having any class, because my classes most times are in the mornings, like 8, 9, 10, so I won't have time to sit down and scroll TikTok. I have to start preparing for my school, right? But for days where I have no classes and I have to be at home, once I wake up, I open my eyes and I like, yeah, thank you, Jesus. I can move my body, I can move my hand. I'm fine. The way I slept last night was the way I woke up this morning. Thank you. I offer words of prayer to the God of the universe. And then ask me what next I do. Yeah, you get it right. My phone. No, it's not like I'm doing anything important. I don't have business I'm running or emails that I'm checking, because there's literally nothing coming from the emails. But I just want to go on. That's like the first place that my mind goes to. And some of the content I absorb on TikTok, they're just fun content. I just watch edits of the Thai series that I watch, or maybe I just finished watching a drama or a movie, or mostly series, Thai series, okay? And then I like, oh, I want to know the latest update about this thing. Basically, these are things that I watch, that I can spend 6 hours watching. From that 7 a.m. to about 12 p.m., they're useless stuff. They don't add to my life as a law student. They don't add to my life as a content creator. They don't develop my brain as a writer. Absolutely nothing. But just to like feed my brain. And I absorb more of this content. And that is just how toxic some things can be. So there are some things that are framed that you think they are helpful, or you think you're not going to get affected by them. But the more you spend time watching this kind of things, even if you don't like those things, as long as you spend your time watching them and you click on the comments to read, your algorithm is going to feed you those kinds of stuff. And if you spend time watching them, you're like, it's just going to affect your brain. You get close to running mad. Anyway, you want to be careful of the things you watch, read, listen to, and opinions of people you accept and feed your brain with. So if you are planning for a particular kind of a future, if there's something you want to access, you want to hit, a goal you want to reach, right? You want to feed yourself with things that will help you get to that goal. Not that you can't have fun, not that you can't catch up on the latest entertainment news or stuff. That's not a bad thing, but you have to be able to control it. Let the time you invest in important stuff be higher than the time you invest in those kind of things. Okay. Now the third tip is to make exceptional things happen to you. Now, a quote from chapter 3 says, most people wish for phenomenal things to happen to them, but exceptional performers make phenomenal things happen to them. Now, this was also a quote from the homeless man in chapter 3. It says, most people we all wish for a lot of things. We wish for happiness, we wish for dreams, we wish for goals. I wish for a lot of things, and I back up my wishes with songs, interesting songs, as I imagine myself in the glory of my wishes. Even though I have no plan exactly on how I will be able to access those wishes, but I shall see myself. I'm in the sky, I'm flying. Exactly, we wish. But many of us spend time wishing instead of trying to make it happen to us. So, exceptional performers make phenomenal things happen to them. I had to go online on Google to search for the meaning of phenomena. Please don't blame me, okay? I'm not like much of a fan of like English vocabulary and stuff. But it also means exceptional. That's the synonym. Right? It says exceptional performers make exceptional things happen to them. Now, there were 3 questions I asked myself immediately, and I can show it to you guys. God bear me witness. See. Can you guys see it? This thing is in reverse, but I will be able to mirror the whole thing over again. I don't want my lights to block it. This is where the quote happened. Can you guys see this writing? Exactly. I have about 3 to 4 questions right here. Exactly, 3 to 4 questions. So I noted it, I underlined it, and that was the first thing I asked myself. I said, how exactly do I make myself an exceptional person? Okay, in this particular field that I am, or in this particular field I want to go into, or in this particular lifestyle I want to live, how do I make myself an exceptional person? Like, how do I make exceptional things happen to me? I think the first thing would have to be identifying what these exceptional things are. And an easy way for you to identify what an exceptional thing should be is to look for somebody that is already achieving the same goals, or achieving or living the kind of dream life that you want, and look at the things that they are doing. Yeah, so I think that should guide you to what exactly these exceptional things are. So you should now ask yourself, how do you make those exceptional things happen to you, what steps should you take? What steps should you take, and who and what should you surround yourself with to make that a reality? You can have dreams, you can have hopes, you can have a lot of things, but if you are not around people or around things that can help you, it won't work. Like, for example, I'm currently learning Korean, right? And one of the tips that they give us is that for you to learn Korean effectively, especially when you live in a society where they don't speak Korean, you have to surround yourself with Korean related stuff. Drama, news, games, podcast, reality shows, K-pop songs, mentioning everything that has to do with Korean. And that's true. Because right now I'm a Nigerian and I live in Nigeria. When I started learning Korean, nobody understood what I was saying. The only word I'm sure my mom understands is Oma, because I call her Oma. And then for my brother, Michoso and Oma. And for my dad, absolutely nothing. So, if for me to want to reach that level of speaking the language fluently, I have to surround myself. That is my aim. That's my goal, and it's exceptional to me. So I have to surround myself with people. I have to surround myself with things, and that is exactly the same thing. So this is what you want to become. This is what you are working towards. Surround yourself with people and the things that can help you achieve that. And lastly, you can't give up. You can't give up. And a quote from the chapter says, the moment when you most feel like giving up is the instant when you must find it in you to press ahead. Now, this was not a quote from the homeless character in chapter 3. It was from the entrepreneur character who is introduced to us from chapter 1. Now, she's the one with the problem. She's the one that is facing this kind of relapse in her business, and she came to the seminar of the spellbinder to come and get some hope before she herself before she died. Exactly. So she was the one that said, okay, from all these teachings that this man gave today, one of the things I learned is that the moment when you most feel like giving up is the instant when you must find it in you to press ahead. And that reminds me that the journey you want to make as a person, like you want to become great, is not going to be a smooth journey. It's not going to be a smooth journey. Like, even the path to heaven is not smooth. You are a born-again Christian, as far as I know, I've heard and I've understood, the path to heaven is not going to be smooth. You face temptation all the day. You face trials. You literally become the Job of your generation. It seems as if the world is against you. So if the path to heaven can look like that, your own heaven on earth, why will you expect it to be smooth? So of course there will be trials and tribulations and a lot of things that will just make you go, oh, but you cannot give up. Because if you give up, it equals your dreams of becoming a great person is over. Le bâton, it is finished. Finished. So you can't even dream of becoming, you just have to cancel the dream. The way you're going to cancel your journey and say like, oh, I've given up. Yeah, you cancel your dream too. Because the thing is, the people that you're looking up to, people that serve as your models, your mentors, okay, I've said model, but people that you look up to, if they had given up, or if they had pushed to a particular point and said, oh, I'm so tired, I can't go on with this anymore, I want to go. If they had given up, you would not be looking up to them in the first place. You will not find them reliable. You will not want to, they will not even exist for you to want to look up to. Right? So they are only existing and you only know them and you're only engaging with them and you're only sending connections to them on LinkedIn because they did not give up and they have achieved what you want to achieve. So you cannot give up if you want to genuinely become a great person. So guys, those are the 4 tips I was able to get from chapter 3 of this book. Like you guys can see, it's chapter 3 actually. I'm not lying. All these points I made, they're like personal, okay? But yeah. So that's going to be all for this video and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Which of the tips do you find helpful, or which one do you have questions about, or which one do you not agree with, or which one do you have to add more to? Whatever it is, just put it in the comment section and I'll see you guys in the next video. If you haven't subscribed, please do well to subscribe. 감사합니다. 안녕하세요.